All right. Um, Today is. Let me check the date. Okay. 1st of December, 2023. This is 5:03 a.m. So I woke up today around 4. I'm still trying for the 3:30. I actually woke up around 3:30, but because of I was just last night I went to bed around 9:30, so that was kind of my excuse to wake up. I slept in a bit, and around 4 I woke up, got freshened up and stuff, did my morning routine, and now I'm here. So today, actually last night, I was the very reason I got late for bed almost 2 hours is because I was watching some YouTube. It's been a while, so I was doing some YouTube, and that's when I actually had I made a comment. I've mentioned this a while back about my IT band issue. So around it pains around this area, so this outer side, and even on the thighs, this outer side. So this area from here, from down there, extending all the way to here, especially in this area, and then it goes probably like that. So like around here pain. So the external side, this side of the, so this IT band issue. So basically last night there was I'm on a video I commented a while back, like 3 weeks back, I guess. So there was another comment who asked me about like what's the, like, if there's any, way to fix it and stuff. So this is for you, Ash. If you're watching it, well, I was gonna make this video anyways, I guess, but you gave me a very good reason, so thank you for that. And this video is mostly for you. So first disclaimer, since we're talking about IT band and a medical condition, a issue, an injury, I'm no doctor. I have no experience with this myself, like other than the current one I had just recently, like about a month back. So this is my first experience with it, and I did manage to recover from it almost fully now. It's there's slight pain even now, as in when I run like 10 km plus, then the pain comes. So like it's almost fully recovered now. When it started about 3 weeks back, yeah, about a month back, basically around a month back, I had I could not, like, I had issue just when while I was walking around as well, like not all the time, but I'll get that pain every now and then. So if I twist my leg weirdly and stuff like that when I'm walking, when I'm climbing, especially downhill or climbing down the stairs, I'd feel that pain, I'd feel that ache, and if I pressed it too much, that ache would quickly turn into pain. So now I'm basically recovered. At least daily life, walking around, walking up and down the stairs, I don't have that issue. Only when I run a certain, like, cross threshold distance, I get that pain again. So first, starting a bit about like how I got it, a cause, at least what I found out from my own like when I look back and observed and stuff. So it started about 2 months back, around the time. So I was running every day for around 8 to 12 kilometers every day, and eventually I started doing, rather than concentrating on doing a certain mileage every day, I started doing a weekly mileage thing. So I increased from 50 kilometer per week to 55 kilometer to 60 kilometer. Uh, and when I was around the 60 kilometer mark, and I was also doing like a running streak, so I was actually running every day. And then about around the 60 kilometer mark, I had a serious gastric issue. So once I had that gastric issue, it was probably one of the worst experiences I had. Like, I don't know what caused it. So when it happened, I had to stop running immediately, and I had to take a lot of medicines as well. So because of that, I didn't run for close to a month. And after I didn't run for close to a month while recovering, taking medicines and stuff, and me just getting lazy, I guess halfway through I was healed. But then, yeah, so like after around a month of break, like 4 weeks, I started running again. And because I was confident about myself being able to run, that mileage before, so I tried to immediately get back to it. And that's what caused it, I feel. Like after about a month break, I should have probably taken it easy and slowly increase. Maybe first week I should have just done like 20 kilometer or something, and then slowly increase to 40, then 50, and back to 60. Probably should have taken at least a month to get back to my previous where I left off. But what happened was, after I got back, I just tried to get immediately back into how I used to run. Just a slight decrease, but I tried to get back into it, right? And then I feel that was after a complete break, and then suddenly started running again after a month. And maybe I was doing something else wrong as well. So I'm not very sure, but it's probably a combination of me trying to get back quickly to my a month back peak mileage, and yeah, some other pro issue which I'm not very aware of. So all combined, after around 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks back from my 1 month complete skip of running, I got back into, like, I got that IT band issue, right? It started paining when around the first time, I don't remember exactly, but basically every time I ran more than 3 kilometers, it started to like have a around this. So the pain was exactly around here, this area. So this area, it would pain, and it would heat up as well. Like I could feel the temperature here, like almost like increasing, like when swelling happens. So it would increase this side, it would heat up, and then not heat up, I guess, warm up. So, and then it will pain. Most of the pain would be focused around here, though, for me, around here, basically this external side, and a bit around here, but it wasn't much honestly on the top side. After I came back from running and I pressed it here, I would feel it, but while running, I only felt the pain here and this area. So that was how my pain was caused, how I got into that issue, and I didn't know what was wrong. I had also to give a bit more context to my thing. So this whole procedure, although I don't have any previous knowledge on this, I have dealt with shin splints about a few months back. So this whole last year, I've been doing very consistent running, and I've dealt with shin splints. I've dealt with like bruises on my like nails, some infection on my nails as well. So I did go a bit crazy this last year, and I did deal with a lot of issues. So this is coming, all these procedures and everything I'm gonna speak on are coming from someone who has experienced a bit and knows his own body, right? I know my own body at least well enough now that I was confident I didn't need a doctor, and I went through it. So if you're someone who doesn't have any experience at all, and you're a bit anxious about it, maybe you should go get a professional's help. That would be the safer choice. But if you're someone like me who knows their body enough that, okay, this isn't exactly a serious issue, My IT band issue wasn't serious because I caught it very immediately. Like about 3 or 4 days into it, I got exactly, I found out exactly what I was suffering from. So if you're like me, you could try some of the things I say here, and there are way more informed people on YouTube as well who will give you better knowledge. And I got information from a lot of those. I've combined them and worked with what worked for me. So, all right, with that down. So basically, that's what caused me. So that was my IT band issue. My IT band issue wasn't as a serious one. I don't think it was serious at least. So it was. I felt the pain only when I started, it crossed a certain mileage. So with running, it was 2-3 kilometer, around the 3 kilometer mark, and with walking, it was around the 5 to 6 kilometer mark. That was my initial when I started having this pain. So what I did first was I looked up videos, and then after doing my own research and all, and also that video where I commented so that video was kind of crucial in me finding out, me being convinced that okay, I definitely have the IT band issue. So I started, I chopped down my running mileage from around approx 8 to 10 kilometers, sometimes 12, around that approximate. Let's just take 10. From 10, I chopped down to 4, 5 around that time. So half my mileage. And how I judged my mileage was when I ran. First, there would be a slight ache. It would start to slightly bother me, and then after a few more kilometers, that ache would start to turn into a stabbing pain, which I felt every time I landed on my foot. So from ache to pain, there was some room for some room for still continuing the run. So what I did was, when I was running, and then the moment I felt the ache, like slight ache, I would go through with it. Like it wasn't enough like pain, I guess, to make me feel okay, shit man, this is starting again, right? So not yet there yet, but just starting initial ache. So if once I get the initial ache around 3 kilometer, I would go like at least 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer more, so till 5 kilometer and all. And then right when that, I feel the first, okay, a bit more from that initial first sensation to, if it increases slightly a bit, even slightly, I feel in one of my steps, then I'll stop immediately, right? So that's how I did. So from the videos I watched, many were recommending like you do a full rest for 4 to 6 weeks or something crazy like that. So which was crazy to me, because the reason I even got this issue was basically because I rested so long and then tried to get back to it. I didn't want to rest again and then get back to it. Plus I have a goal set for this year, running mileage. I have some goals for 2023. So if I rested another month, I would completely like fail this year on my goals. So I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to keep running, but as safe as possible, because I didn't want to risk making it worse. Because last time when I had the shin splint, I actually made it worse by pushing through it for a week at least. So after that, like I would stop my run, and then I did alternate days runs. One day running, the other day walking, and then I got into rocking as well. So I started rocking, carrying some weights on a backpack, and then walking. So that was training wise, that was how I did, like one split, basically alternate running one day, next day walking, then running again, next day walking. And if some mornings I like wake up and then I feel a numbing ache already before I even start running, I think 1 or 2 days it happened. So in those days I would just walk, right? I wouldn't even run. So in those days I would just walk, even if it meant me breaking the alternate day thing. So I did that. That's my training wise, that's what I did. So but stretching wise, I also, first thing, I already do a bit of stretching before my runs and after my runs. So maybe that those were helpful in me recovering as well. So first thing I do before I run, right? Morning I wake up before I go for running. If you're a runner and you still want to continue running and also recover from this issue, so maybe this might be helpful. So, or if you're doing any kind of workout, I don't do heavy weights. I don't go to gym and stuff. My strength exercises are mostly pull-up, push-ups, and body weight exercises. So there are still leg exercises, but it's not very leg focused because most of my focus on leg is usually with running and the stretches and stuff I do before and after run. So first thing I do before I go head out for a run is this. So I just lift like from my ankles, this lift, and then go back, like stretch my backside. I believe this is called the hamstrings. So I stretch like that, bring my toes up as much as possible and stretch the backside, and then go again. So this is the first stretch, and then I do the this one. These are probably basic that most should do, and you are probably already doing it if you've been running for a bit. And then I do this. So swing to the front and then swing to the side. I do the same for the other leg as well. Swing to the front and back, and then side to side. So after that, I'll usually hold my knee and roll it side, 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 like that. So when I do these warm-up sessions, so this is where I guess you can judge if yours is worse than mine, the IT band issue, is when I used to do these stretches, I didn't exactly feel any kind of pain, right? Yeah, a bit of stretch and a bit of like ache, I guess, testing the pain, but it wasn't exactly a pain. It was like a numbing ache, I guess that's the way to put it. So I didn't feel that. So if you're feeling the pain even when you're just doing all these stretches, then you probably have it worse, and maybe you might want to rest for at least 3 or 4 days, complete rest, and then try again. So once you're at the point where you don't feel that, the pain doesn't come up until you go a certain mileage, even if it's like 2 kilometer, 3 kilometer, like that, then you can probably try what I did and recovered. So this is first this one ankles, and then this leg swings, and then the knee roll, and then the hip roll. So this is usually what I do before I head out for a run. So there is also like that one, though I don't do it before I run, because for some reason this one, like this is like this, the way you hold it like that, and for both legs. And then the full squat, I can easily do like the full to the bottom squat like that and come up. So this too, I do that. Normally I would do those as well and do the hip roll and stuff, but during the IT band issue, what I found out was when I go complete squatting all the way down and up, and also do this one, this pull before a run, it actually triggered my from the transition from my ache to pain, that slight slaving pain during my run, way faster. So I avoided doing that before a run. After a run, I usually do that, but before a run, when my legs are still cold and not warmed up, I don't do that. I avoided doing that because from what I know with IT band, there's a certain, I believe it's 30 degree angle of your knee that triggers the IT band. So like when it's full straight, it's fine, or when it's full bent, it's fine. But the transition at the 30 degree angle transition is what causes the IT band. It triggers it. So that's probably what it was. So I avoided doing full squat and doing this stretch, like complete back stretch. This one I avoided doing during my runs. So this was the pre-run stretch, and then post-run I would go through the same stretches I did pre-run and add the squatting as well, and add this, the leg holding it completely back, that stretch as well. So my stretching, it's a bit extra, I guess. So people usually do one of these. So let me just try to get this right. So you do this complete like that. You stand straight, try to keep your back straight, and then keep your body straight like that, and then you pull it back, right? So I usually go the extra this as well, like that, a bit, and pull it back, because when you pull it back, that's where, when I feel the stretch in the exact area where, you know, this outside area, this is when I feel the stretch. So I pull it back slightly like that, turn, and like that, and then after I do that, I bring my leg up and then hold it like this and do this as much as possible. And this also, I feel it around here, right here, around here, right near the top portion where the IT band affects it. So this is another stretch I do, and then I do this. So 3 motions. First I go to this, I push it backwards. Okay, this chair isn't stable, so I go complete back, and then I bring it up front and do this stretch, and then I do this stretch as well. So I do the same for this other leg as well. So this is something I do after run I've been doing this probably around since the day I started running, and whenever I didn't stretch, I would pay the price with bruises and shin splint. So I learned that stretching is crucial, right? Especially if you're running or whatever leg intense exercise, pre-exercise, post-exercise, do that. So this is the stretch I do, and I feel this stretch works on your IT band issue. At least in my case, I can feel it right where it's affected the outside of your knee area, right? The outside portion. So that's stretch 1. I guess that's the first stretch I do. And then the other stretch I do is this one. So this one I feel hits it even better for me. So what I do is, let me check if it's, yeah, all right. So I go like completely like that. So keep the knee completely locked out. Keep the knee completely locked out, straight basically. A bit, my knee actually goes back a bit when I completely lock out, but it's straight. Basically keep it straight, locked out, lock out your knee. Lock out your knee, and then you go like that, and then you feel the stretch on your hamstrings, right? You feel the stretch on your hamstrings. Once you feel the stretch on your hamstrings, you turn slightly, and then you, from the back area, you start to feel the stretch on the side when you turn a bit. So you start feeling the hamstring stretch, and then you turn. And you don't worry about the other leg for now when you turn right side. So you just stretch. And wait a minute, I'm getting a call. Is it? All right, I'll speak to him a bit later. So you do this, and then you turn to the side, stretch, and then you do the same, like, I'm not tripping this. At some point I need to get a wireless microphone. So on the side, you stretch, you start, first you bend, keep your knees locked out, and then you completely lock out your knee, and then you start feeling the stretch on your hamstrings, and then you turn like that, and then you start to feel the stretch here on the outside. From the back it comes to the outside. So this stretch is amazing. For me personally, I feel this stretch. So every time I start feeling that numbing sensation around here, without even holding anything, I'll just do this, right? I'll just bend and then just like that, and keep your leg planted on the ground because it needs that friction from here. So keep your leg completely feet planted on the ground, and then basically the feet you want to stretch. So keep that feet planted, or if you want, you can actually, I don't know if my foot is visible, but your foot, you can even twist it inward slightly to make the stretch easier, and then go like that. So you keep your knees locked out. Keeping your knees locked out is crucial for this stretch. Keep your knees locked out, twist your foot a bit inwards like that, and then you hold on to something or whatever, and then just, and you will feel the stretch right where at least in my case, where I felt my IT vein issue, right? So this stretch, the first stretch is, I'll repeat again. The video is already long enough, so I'll probably talk more if you want, if anybody needs more detail on this, but like the first stretch is this. So I'll slowly show it to you guys like that. You go complete there on the side as much as you can, and then come back, stretch, stretch, and you go this. You go this. Do it slowly and try to feel the stretch. After that, for balance though, you might as well do the other leg as well when you're doing it. And then the other stretch, the more important one, in my case, at least from my own experience, is this one. So you lock out your knees, and feel the stretch on your hamstrings. Once you start feeling the stretch on your hamstrings, you twist to the side, you twist to the side. So the leg which you're stretching, keep that leg very planted on the ground. Don't let your feet move from the ground. Let it like wear a shoe that doesn't slip wherever you're standing on, or just do it barefoot. Barefoot is actually better because your feet grips better. So, and then you just lock out your knees and stretch. You can bend the other knee, by the way, when you're turning. That is fine. Or you can keep it straight. I think stretch is harder actually. Yeah, you bend the other knee when you're stretching the one. So like that. So this really gets you right where you feel the IT vein issue. So yeah, it's a long video, and a friend is calling me up for a walk. I guess today I'm doing rocking. Yesterday I ran, so I'll probably go that. So this is it. These two are the main stretches, and the other one more stretch would be, let me just try doing it on the floor. Can probably, this is the last one. All right. So when you're lying on the ground, and you bring this, and then you just pull this, and you try to feel the stretch around here, around your this area. So it's the same like on your hip joint. I believe it's more clear on this way. So right around this area, from this area to this area. So the other stretches, the first one, while holding the leg back, gets you on the front side, and the second one on this side, on the side, and this one, the ground one, this gets you on the back side more, right? This area, this from your hips, yeah, hips to this, basically your glutes, and this exactly around here. You should feel the stretch exactly around here. So you go like this, and then you pull it as you feel the stretch. They actually tell you, actually I came onto this stretch, I modified the stretch I saw on YouTube a bit. So people, they were telling us to do this. You put your legs like that, bring your hands between and pull. But when I do this, I don't feel the stretch very much So rather than doing this, and it's a bit weird as well if you have mobility issues on your ankles and these areas. So I don't feel the stretch very well with this setup. So what I did was I just held my hand and fixed my position way I liked it, and then stretched completely with my own. And I felt the stretch way more, right, on the back portion. So yeah, it's been a long video, I guess. So that's basically 3 stretches. The first one is the knee one. Second one is the lock out your knees first, bend backwards, and then feel that stretch on your hamstring. Once you start feeling the stretch, you bend one knee and twist. You bend the other knee and twist. And the last one is this. So try these stretches. I do that. Usually what I would suggest is, if you're like me and you want to keep working, try to, first thing, don't run every day, which is obvious, I guess. Alternate it. And the other day, I'll suggest not rest, because I have seen in videos that they say that it is better to do active recovery for IT band. So do some active recovery, run one day, walk or rock, carry some weights on your back. That's what I do. I'm carrying now 13 kgs. I increased from like 7 kg to 13 kg now in just the last 3 weeks. So you can do that. Walk, run, walk, run, walk, run, rock, right? Do that. And I work out in the evening as well, but it's push-up, pull-ups. It doesn't have any link to IT band, so I don't think that's important to put here. So yeah, first give some break, and then also, yeah, your obviously your protein and all those stuff should be right, and you need to sleep well, because sleep is indeed the best recovery. I try to sleep at least 7 hours every night, minimum 7, optimum 8, but usually I get 7.5. So at least keep 7 hours minimum for your sleep, which is probably crucial for recovery. And like, even if you don't have an issue, please sleep well. So 7, give yourself at least 7, especially if you're working out every day like me, consistently. And yeah, sleep. First thing is give yourself a break, alternate days probably, if you're running or even cycling. From what they hear, cycling is actually worse for IT band, because you have to go through that angle, 30-degree angle, a lot of times. So cycling is actually probably worse than, at least with running, especially if you're doing like if you're being careful about it. You don't even need to bend your knees too much. You can like get away with like just slightly bending if you're going real slow. So like, yeah, cycling, running, whichever you're doing, like give yourselves a bit of break, and make sure you stop before the ache turns to pain, right? The numbing ache starts to go to pain. So make sure to record the distance where you start feeling that pain every time you run, which is crucial. I do it on Strava. By the way, if you guys want to follow me on Strava, there's that. I've recorded my whole journey. I write down where I start to feel the ache on Strava, on my run updates. So there, you first, all right, I'm forgetting things. So first, give yourself a break, do alternate days, mix it up with rocking or walking, whichever suits you. And then sleep well, get your protein right, obviously, your diet, and do the 3 stretching. Try them. If you feel it, if it works for you, then good. And if it doesn't, there are like lots of experts on YouTube who will give you far better advice than someone like me. So yeah, do that. It's not that much, just keep that up. And I've recovered from actually feeling a stabbing pain just around 2 to 4 kilometers. Now my last runs, if you see on Strava, I have done like 10 kilometers. So now I even at 10 kilometers, I just feel a numbing ache. That's it. It's not transitioning to pain. Probably it will transition to pain if I go to 12 or 14, but yeah, till 10 I'm completely safe. So I'm basically almost recovered, I feel, and probably in another week or so it will probably be fully recovered. Yeah, so like, if you as a last, I guess, advice for anyone who is going through the same, if you can completely rest, and you are not like me who has like who is in that zone of working out and stuff, maybe you should just rest, like do a complete rest, just walk the whole time, just walk a bit early every morning, the whole time, and stretch a bit, and just don't run or cycle at all, right? That will probably be the most optimum. But if you want to keep up your running, you don't want to completely, again start from like, if you don't want to slide backwards in running or cycling, whichever is the case, and you want to continue to work out during the whole thing and slowly recover as well, then it's doable as well, because I did the same thing. So yeah, that's my final advice. So all right, man, see you guys tomorrow. It's probably a long video today, but I felt it was important. And if you want me to talk about specific, like what issues, anything specific you want to ask me, you can ask me. I'll probably answer in the comment section. Or if it's a lot of things I need to specify, I can just talk about it tomorrow. So, all right, see you.